When we look at a stairway that stretches for miles into the clouds, we assume the people at the summit are just naturally gifted. But the failure to climb usually has very little to do with a lack of talent. It comes down to a lack of a structural blueprint. We live in a society of fault finders. From an early age, we are hit with constant negative input, what Zig Ziglar called stinkin' thinkin'. It fills our minds like garbage, conditioning us to expect failure before we even take the first step. Zig Ziglar's solution was a core paradox. You can get everything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. This strategy is impossible to execute if our brains are still tuned to the fault-finding frequency of society. Construction begins with an internal shift, a deliberate, step-by-step assembly of a personality that can see the potential in others rather than their flaws. Building a successful life is an architectural project. The very first block you lay determines if the entire structure will stand or buckle under its own weight. That first critical block is your self-image. Psychologically, you can never consistently outperform your own internal self-portrait. Years of childhood criticisms and societal taunts artificially compress that picture. Fixing it requires active unlearning and deliberate self-acceptance. This directly controls the second step, your relationships. You can only begin to see the worth and ability in other people once you accept the good in yourself. We subconsciously treat people exactly as we perceive them. A healthy perception functions as a mandatory business and life skill. Without a repaired self-image, healthy relationships are unattainable. And without those relationships, your stairway to the top crumbles right at step 2. Once the foundation is set, you need direction. This is step 3, goals. A person without a plan is a wandering generality. They expend thousands of hours of effort but go nowhere. Think of a magnifying glass. On a hot day, scattered sunlight will give you warmth. But if you hold the glass still and focus that sunlight onto a single point, it creates fire. Grand goals provide the vision, but they must be aggressively broken down into daily increments. These daily objectives build the discipline required to reach the destination. As soon as you start moving forward, you will hit setbacks. That brings us to step 4, attitude. Your mental attitude serves as the only shield you have against inevitable friction. Ziglar tells a story about a man standing on his porch as floodwaters rise towards his roof. A neighbor paddles by in a boat, warning him the dirty water is about to hit his windows. The man smiles and says he hopes so, because they need washing. By feeding your mind motivational inputs every single day, you program your brain to instinctively react positively to negative shocks. Goals provide the vital map to the top, but a resilient attitude provides the armor required to survive the journey. Step 5 is work. There is no free lunch in a free enterprise system. Output requires deliberate, high-volume input. During the Great Depression, grown men left home desperate for labor. Finding a job was a profound privilege. Viewed through that lens, your mindset shifts. You stop thinking about the cost of hard work and start enjoying the price for the results it yields. The final step is desire. It relies on a concept called intelligent ignorance, achieving the impossible simply because you lack the limiting belief that it cannot be done. Work provides the mechanical traction, but burning desire provides the fuel to cross the gap from mediocrity to meteority. When you finally reach the summit, you face one last reality check. Raw ability and talent can get you to the top of the stairway, but only moral character will keep you there. This is why the literal end of Ziglar's book is titled The Beginning. Reaching the top represents the start of a newly engineered life. There is infinite room at the top of the stairway, but absolutely no room to sit down and stop working. Stop staring at the peak and take a hard look at your own foundation. Audit your self-image today, because the first step is waiting. See you at the top.